Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot in a red state, utilizing Tarot to help us navigate these very interesting times. So I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you and welcome. So this is going to be part 3 of my Celebrity Apprentice White House edition, kind of a series of readings that I'm doing, for fun. And I explained this in the first one. I truly do understand how serious, the world is right now. I mean, it's all awful. It's serious. I get that. What I want to do here with the channel is, one of my goals was just to kind of put good out into the world, kind of help us navigate, these, we hear these stories on the news and you're just like, panic, the stress and the anxiety of, what's going on in the world. I don't think people want to come here to be stressed. Okay. That's not what I want to do. Yes, we can have fun. Yes, we can laugh. But I mean, while we're looking at very serious topics, and that's kind of the purpose that I have here with my channel in general, but then also with this series of 3 readings, just kind of taking a fun look and a not so serious look at what I understand is an extremely serious situation. So, as I said, just doing this for fun, entertainment purposes only, always for entertainment purposes only. So today, part 3 of this is going to be looking at Scott Bessent and Peter Navarro. Not that I'm thinking, I haven't seen any necessarily negative news about, Scott Bessent. He may have been the one to give, Elon the black eye. So, that's not okay, The other thing is with Peter Navarro, I haven't seen him around lately. It's like ever since Trump has been called taco on all those tariffs, I haven't seen Peter around. And when you look at Trump's approval ratings, I should just say disapproval ratings, he is getting hammered on the economy. He's getting hammered on immigration. And so that's why I was kind of looking at those things. And then part 1 was Pete Hegseth, because I don't even know why Pete Hegseth is still here. And then Tulsi Gabbard was that, the first one. So, with the trade and these tariffs, which I don't even know what the tariffs are at this point. But, so you got Peter Navarro, who's basically told Trump, let's blow up the world economy. And so they did. And now Scott Bessent's here, is supposed to be making these deals. There are no deals being made. Okay. They keep saying, oh yeah, we're making all these deals. No, you're not. There's no deals being made. And if there are deals being made, it just is going back to the exact same thing that they already had. But I think that, especially now that the taco thing has come out, I am not seeing any serious negotiations at all. The one thing that they did, they're at the G7, he didn't even know who he was standing next to. He doesn't know that, the UK isn't part of the EU anymore. And whenever Trump opened up that, my deal that I signed, and then all the paper, it was blank papers that all just fell to the ground. That's pretty symbolic of there was no deal and it all fell apart. Okay. So Bessent is supposed to be making these deals. And there are other people, I understand. So I'm kind of picking some key people there, what's his Lutnick? I call him Netlick because I think Tim Miller. Tim Miller. I apologize. I will never make that mistake ever again. Is that called him that? Anyway, I've seen it around. I don't think that's an original nickname there. I know he's part of it, and there's other people involved. But I want to look kind of at those top people of Scott Bessent. Is he going to be in the hot seat because he can't make these deals? Because how can you make a deal whenever you don't even know what the tariff rate is? He says he knows. I don't think he does. Because it's like, I don't even know. Not because I don't know, but like, who knows? Does Trump even know? And then Peter Navarro, because of, he's the one that put us down this path, of these stupid tariffs and making that his favorite word, Trump's favorite word. So, I want to know is Bessent going to be, where are the deals? Kind of like, where is he at in his job? Where is that secure? Like, is he really like all in, or is he looking at options of leaving? And then I don't think Peter Navarro, I mean, he's not going to go anywhere unless he's asked to leave. So I will do cards on him though. So I kind of want to do that. Compare and contrast Bessent first and then Navarro. And then we'll kind of see, you know, if it looks like is one of them going to be leaving before the other. Okay. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Looking at Scott Bessent. Where are the deals? Okay, he keeps saying, oh yeah, they're talking, they're in negotiations, there's deals being made, but it was supposed to be what, 90 days and 90 deals, and where are we now? I think Nutlick had said that kind of thing, but right now, I specifically am looking at Scott Bessent. And these trade deals. I mean, you know, and he stayed behind after Trump left the G7 summit, and then next month is the NATO summit. And they're saying, it was reported that's when they're going to be signing some deals. Okay. So, Scott Bessent, what's going to happen when these deals don't materialize? That's actually what I want to know. When these deals don't really exactly materialize, and just that whole general thing with Scott Bessent, okay? As always, entertainment purposes only. Queen of Swords, the sword of truth is going to fall. So that kind of makes me wonder that, yes, there's a desire to have deals made. Okay, that's not the same as actually making them. So let's see. The challenge is the restrictions. And I really think that this is the restrictions. I get the feeling that Scott Bessent is actually like trying to follow the law. And so like there's restrictions around what he's like either able to do, able to negotiate. Like maybe he tries to negotiate something, but then like the rug is pulled out. Like, and it's a different day like how do you negotiate in that kind of atmosphere and that climate? I have no idea. Okay. And the challenge is just the restrictions placed around him. Okay. The options. Victory, I mean, there's probably a lot of different things that, you know, they could be doing. It's almost like they try to also, you know, they claim victory where there is no victory. Okay. So the options are, they have options. Okay. And they have things that they could do that would be victorious. But, you know, will they choose that? You know, I doubt it. And who's the victory for? Is it for Trump? And really, these deals, if you remember, you know, he thinks Mattel is a country. Trump interchanges there for a while. He was interchanging the words company and country. So, oh yeah, we've got like 200, you know, deals being made with companies. I mean, countries. I mean, that's what he said. And so, yeah, I think that's, you know, some of the restrictions too is like, sir, I'm negotiating with countries, not companies. You know, that could also be the challenge there of he's not worried about countries. He actually wants to just deal with companies. Okay. Past experiences. Nobody knows what's going on. That was the very first thing that like, struck me with this is, you know, this is a card of, you know, I always say this is the you shall not pass card. Okay. So these are the past experiences is I don't think anybody knows actually what the tariffs are. And I don't know because he's tacoed on it so much. I mean, he's tacoed on the taco. Like he keeps going like back and forth. He reverses the reversal and then it reverses it again. So now it's like a double. It's okay. It's like whenever you're playing Uno and everybody has reverse Uno cards. It's like that. And then you throw in like a, you know, extra card, you know, pick 4 or whatever it is, you know. That's what I'm feeling. Like it's that kind of chaotic thing. And if you've ever played Uno and everybody's throwing out those reverse cards, that's what it feels like, okay? And nobody knows what's going on. Okay. Recent influence. The recent influences are, I don't think the other countries want to talk to him. These other countries, they have seen that Trump will taco, and there is no incentive for a country to make a deal. There's also, let's just, you know, say it's actually companies that he wants to deal with. there's no incentive there, because how can they plan for the future when they have no clue what the present's going to be? They can't be building, and even if they were to commit financially to building plants, those plants aren't going to be up and running for like, what, 3 to 5 years easily, if not longer. So this is like, it's almost like I get this, these deals are dead on arrival for so many reasons. It's like, it's not going to work. Okay. And the potential here, the outcome is, old Don there, Don Old, he's looking at this. I want my deals. And I get the feeling like with these two cards, I want my deals, but not that one. I want my deals, but not that one. I want my deals, but not that. I mean, it's like, that's what I'm feeling with this, is just that childlike view. I mean, he's melting. I mean, the cognitive decline. We are seeing the cognitive decline. This is what Scott Bessent is having to deal with. And you get like, I don't know why he's coming up as the queen here, but okay. And even with him being, did I see reported he's gay? I mean, it doesn't matter to me whether he's gay or not, but I wouldn't necessarily get the queen just because of that. So this is like I'm almost seeing this like a subordinate to Trump. Like he's trying to do what Trump wants, but the restrictions are Trump's inability to comprehend a complex situation. Okay. So Scott Bessent is trying to do what Trump wants, but he can't because Trump doesn't understand the complexity of the situation. Okay. He doesn't understand, and that's just not. So I'm curious. I mean, I'm just feeling like I'm reading this feeling frustrated. So I'm wondering, is Scott going to be leaving for, like, is the frustration going to be more than, like, is that right? Is Scott Bessent going to be leaving? And I just mean in general, I'm not feeling like an imminent, departure there. But I'm just kind of wondering at some point whenever he leaves, like what's surrounding him leaving? What is surrounding Scott Bessent whenever he leaves? And when he leaves, drunk on power, I've always seen like a position of strength. So let's see, I've always seen this as like the people prevailing over Trump, and weighing his options. I wonder if he's not going to like see the writing on the wall, and when the ship really, really starts to go down, if he's not jumping ship, with that. I wonder, it's kind of like he's outside of the splash zone looking at his options there. Is he going to get caught up in the demise of this administration? Because it's like he's put himself in a pretty good position here, weighing his options, the country, seeing what's out there, and return. I think when this administration goes down, he's just going to go back to his old life. I mean, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. I'm not seeing any imminent departure by any means. Okay. Not Stephen Miller. Where am I at? Peter Navarro. Sorry. Peter Navarro. I get the feeling that, I know that Musk and Navarro didn't get along at all. And so I'm wanting to know, Navarro, how's his tenure going there? How is his position? How safe and secure is he, seeing as how Trump's getting hammered on all this tariff nonsense, okay? Oh, Peter there is not the economic, genius that Trump wants to make him out to be. So how's he doing there in this Celebrity Apprentice? He's been really quiet lately. Okay, he's been quiet, and I have even. It's like, yeah, where is he? What's going on with him? 10 of Cups. It's almost like this is a completion. And I don't know that because this is also the challenges, is a completion. Things did not work out the way he wanted them to. It should be, happiness, like a completion, like you've arrived and you're happy and it's all worked out great, except this is lower energy. And especially with this Four of Swords, I don't think these tariffs are doing quite what he wanted them to do. And I'm getting that feeling like of making excuses like, well, other people got in the way. Okay. Well, Trump doesn't like excuses. Okay. He wants others to take responsibility because it sure as hell is not going to be him and Peter Navarro is going to be the scapegoat. Okay. Options that Peter has, he could actually try to be an economist and actually try to have policies that would make this country, wealthy and the security and the wealth. Okay. That's his options. But I don't think old Pete's got it in him. Okay. Past experiences. This, shady, economic plan that they have. I mean, it's just like, it's so vague. It's so wishy-washy. It's so, what are the tariffs? They're 145%. And even Trump's like, what? They're that much? Like, Trump didn't even realize that he had said that. It's like, no, you said that, whenever you get up at 4 a.m. and, shit and tweet, that's what you put out there. I don't know if that's when he did that, but, whenever he had escalated it with China to 145%. And then later he was like, oh, that's really too high. It's like, yeah, you did that. So I think that you've got Peter Navarro is just entertainment purposes only, is just an idiot. And then you got Trump, who has no understanding of complex ideas, thought, anything. And so, yeah, that's what this moon card is like. You don't know it's just ever changing. Everything's changing. Okay. And this is also in a foundation card. So the foundation is always shifting and changing. Not exactly the stable rock that you want, the country to be built on here. Okay. So yeah, I think the country is at the whim of literally crazy. Okay, recent influences. Oh yeah, they told us this is going to make America great. It was going to make all the money in the world. Okay, we were going to be wealthy because of these stupid tariffs, and the potential is, I think this is like our hopes and dreams, wishes. Like, they really think that this is what makes our country great. I mean, but you get this foundation of it's all a lie. Okay, it's all based on a lie. So let me look back here. He's not been around, kind of like that. He's laying low for right now. He still truly believes that this is what's going to make the country great, and that's what Trump is, out there touting. So what happens whenever Trump's finally, when these deals don't happen, what's going to happen to Peter Navarro? When these deals don't happen, what happens to Peter Navarro? He doubles down. Just give it more time. Just give it 2 more weeks. He's like, just give it more time. And that's what Trump wants to hear. So yeah, I think that of these 2 that we've got here that I was looking at between Bessent and Navarro, Bessent at some point, I get that of the 2, he will leave first, that Scott Bessent will, but that it's going to be like he just returns to his old life. I mean, there was anything about that. With Navarro, he's not going anywhere. I mean, it's almost like, I almost get the feeling like he could be asked to leave and he's going to be like, no, I'm not leaving. We just need to give this more, it'll work. We just need to give it more time. That's like, we just, this is going to be a wealthy country and you just got to give it more time. So I think that Peter is going to be part of that. The ship goes down. He's going to still be right there with Trump. Okay. So that kind of is going to wrap up my 3-part reading of who is going to win. Do we call it winning with the Apprentice, White House edition. So just to recap here, we had Hegseth and Gabbard, I think, and then with immigration, Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller, and then finally with trade and economy, I looked at Bessent and Navarro. So of those 6, sorry, I can't count. Of those 6, I'm looking here. I think, okay, I will say I have recorded these readings like one right after the other, so I'm still kind of all in that energy. As it feels right now, I'm going to say that Tulsi Gabbard is going to be the first one voted out. that she's going to be the first one fired. I think that they want Hegseth out, but they don't want to give the Democrats a win, so they're trying to find like a consolation prize for Hegseth. I think he'll be second. Especially now, if things go sideways with Iran and whatever that whole deal is, I really think that Hegseth is only going to be allowed like one more fuck up, and that he will be gone. Right now, Hegseth and Gabbard are a race to the top for leaving, or a race to the bottom. I don't know. How do you want to look at that? So I think those two are absolutely going to be the first two. I'm surprised Hegseth is still here. With the remaining four, with Noem, Miller, Bessent, and Navarro, it wouldn't surprise me if Noem left because of her health, but I kind of got that. I think she's just going to stick it out. And Miller loves the power, but he also might leave because, he wants to go find his wife, get his wife back from Musk. With Bessent and Navarro, nothing was saying that there was any imminent leaving there. Scott Bessent, I just kind of see he may kind of get tired of it, being restricted. I can't. How can you work in this environment when everybody's crazy? And he's just going to go back to his old life. Navarro, man, he is there until that ship goes down. He is not going anywhere. I think they will be hauling him out. If Trump wants him to leave, they will have to haul him out. He's not going anywhere. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now with Celebrity Apprentice. We've got Gabbard and Hegseth are tied right. I think Gabbard is ahead for leaving first, but Hegseth is only going to be allowed one more fuck up. And if there is a signal chat gate with Iran's details, that will be the end of Pete. Okay, so that wraps up this version, this round of Celebrity Apprentice White House edition. Thank you for indulging with this. I mean, it's just, as I said, it's very serious. I understand how serious it is. I really do. But I just kind of wanted to have some tongue-in-cheek fun with it, and kind of see, kind of what's going on with, some of the bigger players that we've seen here recently. So, thank you for joining, and I'll put up those other two, parts 1 and 2, for you to check out, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.